What is up, Scornlings? Your infamous Scorn here. Since you wanted a little bit more tips, I'm gonna give you a little bit more tips that can maybe help you with self-defense. So what I'm gonna talk about today is basically joint manipulation and basically pressure points. Now, you might not think of them as technically pressure points, but it is a sensitive part of the body that might get someone to let go or to help you make them do something that you need them to do. Like in between the bicep and the bone. You put a lot of pressure on there, right? If you can. That's a pretty painful spot. You can do that in the back of the leg, the calf, all right, below the jaw. Very sensitive. Even below the nose, all right? You can even try this. Put your finger below someone's nose and try to get them to move forward. You're literally going to hold them there with your finger, all right? Behind the ears is another place. Now, some joint manipulation, we'll say. Let's say behind the head. You have like that little hole or that ball right above your spine. If you hold someone there, all right, it's easy to make them move around. You'll see that in MMA when they do the clench, all right? Wherever you move them, they're going to go. They have no choice or they're going to hurt themselves, all right? Same with the hand. Twist it the opposite direction, all right? Not this way, this way. You move their hand in that direction, they're going to go with it or you're going to snap their wrists. All right, you can even do some little more cheap shots, right? Fingers. And this is why these things are illegal in, let's say, cage fighting, is because you can seriously damage someone. All right, the toes, the Achilles heel. And yeah, this is really dirty. I'm not saying that you should go out there and do this, but this is in case you get yourself in a situation with some really bad people and you need to get out of there, all right? So remember those things, all right? And remember, it's basically outwards, all right? Whoa, they're gonna go with it, all right? That's a little bit for pressure points and basically joint manipulation. Same if they're striking or you need to hold them, go above the joint, all right? They won't be able to get out of it, all right? Same with the wrist, the knee. That's basically places where you can lock these people up and move them around, all right? Same with, it's how basically, you know, if you see cops do their little manipulations, right? That's why they'll twist your arm, all right? You can't move against it, right? Use your body if you have to, right? You'll see even cops or the military do this, right? Once they get you in this hold, they'll use their knee and their body to bring you down. These are all little things you can do. Like I said in the previous video, you're basically want to do this with a partner to try it and see the extent of the joint manipulation, of how far something can go and how far basically a pain tolerance might be. Now, this might not always work. Even in martial arts, you can come across someone that is superior in strength and will overcome this. Or maybe these guys you're against are fucked up on drugs and their pain tolerance is through the roof, all right? But this, with the other things that I've said in the other video, might help you. This is just a quick video before I go on patrol. And if you want, I can maybe start just some basic training, all right? But you're gonna wanna do drills, all right? Continuously do them, like repeatedly 30 times, all right? So don't just, okay, I know what to do. I'm gonna punch the bag. I know what to do, all right? You're gonna have to basically get the move down, right? Let's say you're gonna do a jab cross hook. All right, you're gonna keep your arms up, right? Remember to bring them up from the opposite punch. All right, and if you want to keep going with your combos and practice them on your bag or your partner, right? You can keep going and add into these things. But once you get your combo down or your movement down, you're going to want to repeat it for like ever. So every day, practice that movement. Do it at least like 30 times, right? Even if you're doing a knee, all right? You can do a fake, reach around, grab the head, bring them in, boom. Boom. So I'm not going to get too much into the striking, but I will and can make videos on striking. But for the joint manipulation, you can also look things up, right? If you're not going to be going into taking a proper schooling for your martial arts, look these things up and train them and repeat them every day. Same if you want to use any kind of weapon, practice every single day. You want to get good with it, because the thing is, even if you think you can and you don't land it, same with your weapons, it's going to become dangerous to yourself. You miss a punch or you miss a block, he's going to be hitting you. You're using a sharp object, you might cut yourself. All right, so you got to keep up this training, and you got to literally do it every single day. All right, you basically got to master each of these strikes, each of the grappling, each of the joint manipulation, each of the pressure points. Get yourself a poster of the body, of the skeleton. You're going to need gear, all right? And if you can't afford a punching bag, if you don't have a partner, there's cheap things that you can get, like these elastic bands, resistant bands. All right, you just gotta wrap them around. It's gonna be hard with all my gear on. All right, but this will add resistance to your striking. All right, you can get some that are looped, so you can basically loop it around your legs or your body, depending on what you're working out. You can get some fancier ones, right, with little handles on them. Same thing. You can put them around your back. Put them around a tree, so you have resistance in what you're doing, all right, and whatever body part you're using. If you can, punching bag, grappling dummy, you can get like that fighter bob, right? It's like a little half body. Those are all things that can help you, but remember, that is the last resort. This is only if you can't get out of the situation and you're against people. Same when you're shadow boxing. Don't just picture some weak 2-foot tall opponent, because that's probably not what you're going to come across. You're going to have to picture bigger opponents, and more than likely multiple opponents. There's a good chance there'll be 3 or more people if you get yourself in one of these rough situations. So your moves isn't boxing, all right? You're going to have to think. There's probably a guy in the front, maybe a guy on the side, a guy in the back. So when you're punching, you're going to have to move and block. But like I said, last resort. And that's why you want good protective gear. So if you get in these situations, you can maybe come across some cheaper stuff or build it your own. But either way, you're going to want to test it and you're going to want to train with it. Another good idea actually is goggles. Right, most things that I've seen is pepper spray. That's something you want to go against. Knives, bats. If you think that they're going to use guns, you're basically fucked. Unless you're going to invest in some crazy gear, or you're like some genius at making gear. But again, you're going to want to test this gear to train against it. Another thing that you can get, if you check the FPS, is an airsoft gun. All right. Now these, some of them have the same FPS as their real life counterpart. So you can train against them, right? If someone's holding it against you, you're going to want to, basically, I'm not going to go through all of this. but you're going to be able to train against it. Have your partner basically fire. At first, maybe warn you so you can kind of prep against it. And then eventually have him not warn you. Just get him to basically come at you and fire like he thinks he's going to fire. That way, you have a better chance of prepping yourself against these situations. So that's my little tutorial, my little RLSH tip for today. I gotta go patrol. There's been some shit happening, and by popular demand, they want the Scorn back out there. I've been in other places, but for a few months I'm gonna come back here. This place was clean. It was basically crime-free for a bit, and now shit's hit the fan again. So I'm gonna go see if I can sort it out. If any people out there are in Canada, in the Alberta region, and want to meet up, want to get some training in with me, or maybe some other people that I know, contact me, and we'll see what we can do. All right? Because I can't hit the whole province myself. Provinces are huge. If you're from the US and you don't know what a province is, it's like literally 3 states. All right? So it's huge. I can't do it all. A lot of people have been contacting me that they want people or heroes patrolling out there, but I can't do it all. I'll do what I can when I can. But shit is getting hectic, and I'm sure all over the world is the same thing. So do your part. If you want to suit up, you have questions, contact me. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Find me, contact me. I'll see what we can do. If you have the money and you can basically support yourself, I am willing to take in heroes and train them with me on the spot, and we'll go from there. All right? Go on the patrol, stay sexy, stay safe, stay vigilant. Your infamous Scorn is peacing.